I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this was the most difficult week of power rankings I've had to do since the power ranking series started this season. So many teams went up, so many teams went down, and some teams made the biggest leap I've ever done. What is up, YouTube? It is your boy NMR Sports here, coming back at you with another MLB video, and today we're going over my power rankings for the week starting on July 11th, the last week before the All-Star break. So big week for a lot of teams. Let's get into the video, but first, don't forget to leave a like on this video, help it reach more baseball fans, and comment down below, did I get your team right? Did I get them right where they were supposed to be? Am I have them too high? Do I have them too low? I was very honest with my Angels this week. I'm sorry in advance. Viewer discretion is advised if you are an Angels fan. It's pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. If you haven't already, go ahead and sign up at Thrive Fantasy at the link in the description. It's a daily fantasy sports betting app. Use code NMR. They'll match your first deposit up to $100, and then they'll give you 2 free contest entries of $20 as long as you deposit at least $10 in your first deposit, and they'll actually double that, give you 4 of them if you deposit $100. So first deposit $100. Get another $100 and 4 free $20 contest entries. It is absolutely a great deal. So sign up at the link in my description. And without further ado, let's get into the video, start talking some power rankings. I feel like I need some sort of trumpet fanfare going on here, but congratulations to the Oakland A's! Woo! They made it out of the basement. They are not the 30th best team in baseball. They are now the 29th best team in baseball. The Nationals had an atrocious week, 1-9 in their last 10, and the A's were slightly better, 4-6 in their last 10. So congratulations to Oakland A's for having a below 500 week, but not that far below 500 week. So Nationals at number 30 right now. They cannot win baseball games. They're just really bad at doing it. Their pitching staff is putrid, and they have a bad farm system too. I'm not really looking forward to the Nats next couple of years, and I wouldn't blame Juan Soto if he walked this year. Same thing with good old Shohei. But anyways, Nats at 30, A's at 29, just above them the Kansas City Royals. I think they could definitely beat the A's and the Nationals right now. I'm not so sure they can beat the Pirates. They are not playing great baseball right now. Just the offense isn't getting enough done, and then when the offense does get a lot done, their pitching gives it up a lot of runs. Just not a great team built all around. Just above them, the Pittsburgh Pirates, trending upward, I will say, but they did have a little bit of a rough week, so I had to put them down just a little bit because some of the teams ahead of them had great weeks. Just above them, the Chicago Cubs, man. Chicago Cubs up here. The Cubs, I've never been super high on this team. They can hit a little bit. I'm not going to lie. They can hit a little bit, but their pitching staff is not good enough to compete in this league, and the offense is, I don't know. It's okay, but it's not great. It's better than these 4 teams, I will say that, but it's not great. Now, I did warn you in the intro, if you're an Angels fan, viewer discretion is advised. This is where I'm at right now. The Arizona Diamondbacks had a putrid week. They've been playing really bad baseball lately. They can't hit water if they fell out of a boat, and the pitching staff's been coming back down to earth. The Angels, man, I legitimately, every team below them, I think they could beat right now. I think they could beat the Diamondbacks. I think they could beat the Cubs. I think they could beat the Pirates, Royals, A's, and Nationals. Outside of that, I think the Tigers would sweep the Angels right now. I think the Reds would sweep the Angels right now. I think the Rangers would easily sweep the Angels and put up 10 runs a game. The Angels are just a bad baseball team, man. I can't sugarcoat it anymore. Everything about this team is awful. They got swept in 4 games by the Orioles. They won 1 of 2 against the Marlins. They're 2-8 in their last 10. They have the worst record in baseball since May 25th, since that 14-game losing streak. I just don't know what to do anymore. I can't physically move them any lower when they have Trout and Ohtani on the team, but at the same time, they can't beat any of these terrible teams, so what's the point? Anyways, just above them, the Detroit Tigers on fire right now, man. Javi Baez is starting to heat up a little bit. Riley Green has been fantastic since he got called up. The pitching staff's been good all year, but the bats are finally starting to heat up. This could be a little bit better of a Tigers team than we had. A little bit better or the same as we thought they were coming into the season. And I think I had them at like 28 last week, so luckily they're moving up. So I could see them in the top 20 as early as next week. Just above them, we got the Cincinnati Reds, fresh off a sweep of the Tampa Bay Rays. The Tampa Bay Rays, man, I don't know what to think about them, but the Reds are much better than their first month of the season told us. I think they were like 4-20 or something after the first month, but they've been heating up quite a bit. Joey Votto brings a lot to the table on that squad, and offensively, they've been doing very well, carried by guys like Brandon Drury, Joey Votto. Even Mike Moustakas has been hitting okay lately. So overall, I got the Reds at 22, just above them. A very similarly built team. We got the Texas Rangers. Great lineup, but terrible pitching staff, and it's been kind of showing lately. They have been giving up a ton of runs, been losing a lot of 7-6 ball games, 8-5, 9-10, things like that. So the Texas Rangers, pretty much where I thought they would be all year, 21 right now. Now, this was the hardest spot to rank in all of the power rankings, and it wasn't particularly close. Between the Guardians, Giants, Cardinals, and Blue Jays, all of these teams are having a cold stretch right now, and I couldn't physically move any of them down to 20. The Guardians, I think, are the worst on paper. I basically went right here. I wanted to move all of these teams down. I just didn't know how far down I wanted to. So I kind of went on what I think is the most talented team on paper, which is why the Blue Jays are up top. But let's go through them real quick. The Colorado Rockies at number 20, pretty self-explanatory. The Colorado Rockies are just not that great of a baseball team. They did have a 500 week, though, and the teams below them had a really rough time last week. So I went with the Rockies. Their offense is pretty damn good, but the pitching's still struggling, as it always does in Colorado, it seems to. Just above them, the Cleveland Guardians, man, on an absolutely freezing cold stretch right now. I think they're 2-8 in their last 10. They just haven't been able to put it together offensively, and then when they do put it together offensively, their pitching gives up a lot of runs, like I said. They did have that one good blowout against the Royals. Nolan Jones is looking fantastic. They're trending upward, I would say, but I had to move them down. I think they're the worst team out of these four, and I wanted to move all four of these teams down. Just above them, the San Francisco Giants. As much as I want to love this team and think they're good, on paper they're not that good, and they've been struggling lately, so it's really hard to rank them any higher than this. Just above them, the St. Louis Cardinals. I think they're the most talented team. I mean, I guess the Blue Jays are the most talented, which is why I have them higher. But the Cardinals are a very talented team. I expect this to be the lowest they fall in my power rankings. I couldn't see them getting as low as 20. And then just above them, the Toronto Blue Jays got to get it together, man. They are so streaky, and I don't know why. They have insanely hot weeks where they look like the best team in baseball, and then followed by a completely freezing cold stretch. They were freezing cold earlier in the year until they came into Anaheim and swept us. Then they were red hot, and then all of a sudden they get swept by the Mariners. They're just a really streaky team, man. They gotta get some bullpen help over there. They could probably use some back-end rotation help as well, and maybe some lineup depth too. Matt Chapman's been pretty bad for them defensively and offensively. It's just been a tough time to be a Blue Jays fan, so I know they'll get hot again, so I'm not too worried about them, any of these teams, honestly, but this is where I have them this week. Like I said, I spent like an hour just editing this stretch of teams because I didn't know where to put them. Now, if you showed me this stretch of teams last week, I would have thought you were absolutely insane. But this is where it's at right now. I didn't know what to do because all these teams are hot right now. I mean, these three teams specifically are hot right now. The Padres were the top of the good teams playing bad baseball, so I got the Padres at 15, mainly because they did very well against the Giants for the first two games of that series, so I still got them at 15 right now. Just above them, the Miami Marlins. They've been red hot. Low-key, the Marlins have been red hot. They gave the Mets some trouble. They obviously kicked my Angels' ass. They've been a pretty damn good team. I'm actually pretty high on the Marlins. I think they do need some bats to acquire at the trade deadline. But overall, man, their pitching staff is phenomenal. And the bullpen's okay. It's not good, but it's okay. Maybe average is what I would call it. Just above them, we got the Chicago White Sox. Finally, they have an over 500 week. It's been a while, so I had to move them up accordingly because they still have so much talent. Eloy Jimenez is back in the lineup, so that is huge for them. Very happy for the White Sox. I think they're going to be a very good team. Hopefully they make it to October, honestly. I still think they're the best team in the division. So just above them, the red hot, the flaming hot Baltimore Orioles, man. 8 straight victories. They had that one comeback win against the Angels in the 9th inning off Raisel Iglesias. They have just been unstoppable. I had to put them up there. Couldn't quite put them in the top 10 yet, but my God, man, they're possibly going to catch the Rays too. Like, I don't know. It feels blasphemous putting them over the Blue Jays, but I'll be honest. You tell me in the comments do you think the Blue Jays would beat the Orioles in a series right now? Because I don't. The Orioles have been giving them trouble all year. The Orioles have been giving the Red Sox trouble all year. They've been giving the Rays trouble all year, and even the Yankees. They're a pretty damn good team. They're sneaky good. They got a great bullpen. Their rotation sucks. I can't sugarcoat it. The rotation's awful, but the lineup's good. The bullpen's good. They get some starters. This could be potentially a wild card team. I'm not going to lie. Just above them, we got the Tampa Bay Rays. The Rays don't know who they are. They're either a top 5 team or a bottom 20 team. I don't know which is which. I think they're a top 10 team, but I had to put them on the outside looking in after that rough series against the Cincinnati Reds. Honestly, I probably should have dropped them lower, but didn't feel right having two AL East teams below the Orioles, so I could only put one with the Blue Jays. Now let's take a look inside the top 10, see how it shakes up this week. And there they are, the red-hot Seattle Mariners coming in at number 10. How could I not have this team inside the top 10? They are scary. This team is scary good. Julio Rodriguez is looking like, I don't want to compare him to Mike Trout, but like maybe Mookie Betts when he came up. Julio Rodriguez is phenomenal, man. He is so good. The rest of the lineup's starting to click. The bullpen's been pretty good lately since DFAing, what's his name, Sergio Romo. They've been pretty good. The rotation's been pretty good. Robbie Ray is starting to look like the Robbie Ray we saw in 2021, not the new one. They've just been winning baseball games. What can I say? This team is scary. I do not want to be anywhere near this team right now. And I honestly think they're going to have a great second half, too. They're starting to get healthy. Mitch Haniger's coming back. Kyle Lewis is coming back. He's been tearing it up in his rehab starts. I'm very scared of this team. This is a scary good team. Just above them, the Boston Red Sox. A little bit of a fall from grace, but still I had to keep them in the top 10. Still got a great offense, a decent pitching staff. I think they need to make some moves at the trade deadline if they want to be competitive and lock themselves into a playoff spot. But for now, I still think they deserve a spot in the top 10. Very good offensively. I'd say they're better offensively than the Mariners are. I would say the Mariners have a little bit better pitching staff right now, though. Just above them, we got the Minnesota Twins. The Twins keep going. I never hear good things about the Twins, I feel like. I don't pay much attention to them, and then every week when I do these, I look at their record, and I have to move them up. I can't move them down. They're over 500 every week in and week out, so Minnesota Twins still in the driver's seat and cruise control in the AL Central. We'll see what happens with the White Sox starting to heat up, but clearly the best team in the AL Central. Just above them, we got the best team in the NL Central, and that is the Milwaukee Brewers. A little bit of a fall from grace. They had a tough time with those Pirates, man. A lot of bad teams, like historically bad teams, are playing very good baseball right now, so nobody is a pushover at the moment, except for the Angels, but yeah, we got the Milwaukee Brewers at number 7. Okay, hear me out. I feel like I might lose some subscribers over this, man. Hear me out. Hear me out. We got the Phillies at number 6. They've been doing fantastic, man. They've been playing great baseball, almost catching the Mets. I'd say the Mets are a much better team than them on paper, and I don't know, the Mets have been struggling a little bit, especially offensively, so we'll have to see what happens. I don't think the Phillies will ever pass the Mets in my power rankings, but they are threatening right now. I had to give them some credit. They've been playing great baseball. I think they were number 8 last week in the power rankings, so I had to move them up just a little bit. Just above them, the New York Mets, great team on paper. They just haven't been able to hit very well. Max Scherzer's back. That gives them a boost, and then DeGrom is on his way back as well. So once they get healthy, man, this Mets team could go back in the top 3, maybe even make it back to number 1. Just above them, the New York Yankees. Now, the New York Yankees are a great baseball team. I'm going to catch some heat for this, I know, moving them down to 4, especially when you see the top 3. But the Yankees, 5-5 in their last 10. They lost 2 in a row to the Red Sox. Jameson Taillon looked terrible. The pitching staff is starting to come back down to earth. The bullpen outside of Clay Holmes and Michael King has struggled a little bit. Aroldis Chapman should probably be DFA'd or traded if they can. They're having some problems. And by the way, top 4 is not no disrespect to this team, man. Top 4 is still, it means you're a very good baseball team. And they're still a very good baseball team. They still have the best record in baseball. I'm just saying power rankings are about the current best team in baseball. And I don't think the Yankees are the current best team in baseball. If you look at the whole body of work, yes, they have the most wins. Technically, they are the best team in baseball by wins. But I had to move them down. They just haven't had that great of a week, in my opinion. All right, we will slow reveal the top 3. First off, we got the Atlanta Braves at number 3. They are red hot. I love this young core. Spencer Strider is phenomenal. Michael Harris is phenomenal. We already know Ronald Acuna Jr. is phenomenal. William Contreras is fantastic. Travis d'Arnaud is fantastic. Dansby Swanson's fantastic. This whole team, this whole lineup is good, and they have depth this time, which is super cool. with Eddie Rosario, Adam Duvall, a couple of other guys out on the bench, like Marcelo Zuna. They got a very deep team, a great rotation, and a great bullpen. This team is a force to be reckoned with, and I'm glad they're starting to play like it because they weren't at the beginning of the year. But these young guys are carrying the team right now. Had to put them at number 3. Just above them, slow reveal, give me the trumpets, the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Los Angeles Dodgers, baby. 9-1 in their last 10 games. They have been tearing it up right now, and they're still one of the best teams on paper. They are starting to get some of their guys back healthy, which is going to be nice. But my God, man, I don't know what's going on in LA. How is Tony Gonsolin phenomenal? He's pitching like he's pitch for pitch with Sandy Alcantara. How? I don't understand. How does this dude have a sub-2 ERA? It's Tony Gonsolin. It's not Cy Young. It's Tony Gonsolin. Tyler Alexander looks like an elite pitcher now. Clayton Kershaw is Clayton Kershaw, and he's finally healthy, which is nice. I think they're getting Dustin May back at some point. I don't know when. That's going to be exciting. And their bullpen, they just have all these random guys who I've never heard of pitching phenomenally. Unless your name is Craig Kimbrell, he's been awful for them. But the Los Angeles Dodgers, what can I do? And then, of course, at number 1, I'm keeping them there. The Houston Astros, man. 8-2 in their last 10. I know they haven't been facing very stiff competition, and they're not going to anytime soon because they're heading to Anaheim. They got a series against the Angels, then a series against the A's, now another series against the Angels. They're just going to be stockpiling these wins. I wouldn't be surprised if they pass the Yankees in the win column pretty soon. I think they are the best team in baseball, the most complete team in baseball. I will say Yordan Alvarez going down with injury is going to be a big issue for them, but we'll see. Hopefully he gets back relatively soon and healthy. I haven't done a ton of research on his injury yet. I just know he got pulled yesterday, so we'll have to see. But right now, the Houston Astros number 1, Dodgers 2, Atlanta Braves 3. Okay, so here's one last look at my numbers 11 through 30. You can see the Rays there at number 11, the Orioles moving up a lot, and the Nationals down at number 30. And then the top 10 teams in baseball with the Houston Astros at number 1, Yankees at 4, and then the Mariners squeaking inside the top 10. Very exciting week. Now that is going to do it for this crazy week of power rankings. Let me know in the comments. I know I'm going to catch some heat for some of these rankings, but I spent a lot of time on this. I deep dove in this. It was a very tough process, but I got it done. Let me know if you agree with my picks. Maybe give me your top 30 teams in baseball. Why not? I want to talk some baseball with you guys in the comments. I got an All-Star Game snubs video coming out to you guys around 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. This one's getting posted early in the morning, so appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and sign up for Thrive Fantasy with promo code NMR. See you guys in the next one. I hope you have a great rest of your day.